The Dog and the Squirrel. In a quiet part of a vast green forest near the edge of a sleepy village, lived a large, gruff dog named Bruno. Bruno had once belonged to a farmer, but had grown too old and strong-willed to stay chained. So he wandered off into the woods where he built a life guarding a clearing that he considered his territory. Bruno was feared by most forest creatures. With his powerful bark, sharp teeth and towering frame, he made it clear that no one messed with his space. He didn't like company, didn't like noise, and certainly didn't care for small, skittering creatures. One day, as Bruno lay napping under a large tree, he felt a tickle on his ear. Then a tiny thump on his snout. He opened one eye and saw a nervous little squirrel staring down at him from a branch. Her name was Nim, and she had been gathering acorns when she accidentally dropped one on his head. "Sorry," she squeaked, leaping down quickly. "I didn't mean to disturb you. Please don't eat me." Bruno growled low. "What are you doing in my clearing?" "I was just collecting food," Nim said, trembling. "I didn't realize this was yours. Please. I'll go now." Bruno could have snapped at her, chased her off like he did with others, but something about her tiny trembling voice, or perhaps the way her little paws clutched the acorn she'd dropped, softened him. With a grunt he rolled over and closed his eyes. "You're lucky I'm full," he muttered. "Go." Nim didn't wait to be told twice. She scampered off, but not before saying, "Thank you, I promise, one day I'll return the favor." Bruno snorted, amused. "You help me? That'll be the day." Seasons passed. Winter blanketed the forest. Snow weighed down the branches. Food became scarce. Many animals went into hiding or hibernation. Bruno, not used to foraging or fending for himself in such weather, grew weaker. His thick fur helped, but hunger and age caught up with him. One icy morning, as he padded along a frozen trail, he heard something snap. Crack! And before he could react, he fell into a trap hidden under the snow, an old hunter's snare, left forgotten but still deadly. A thick rope snapped around his hind leg, and a bent tree branch hoisted him. Bruno barked, growled, thrashed. But the rope held tight. Hours passed. Snow fell. His strength faded. He began to lose hope when a tiny shadow darted from the trees. A streak of brown and gray fur zipped up the branch. It was Nim. She froze when she saw the dog, wide-eyed. "Bruno," Bruno groaned. "What are you doing here? Run along. You can't help me." But Nim didn't run. She climbed down carefully and studied the knot, the branch, the tension. Then she scampered back up with a small, sharp rock she'd hidden in a hollow tree. Using her teeth and claws, she held the rock tight and began gnawing and scraping at the rope. It took a long time. Bruno was nearly unconscious. But Nim never gave up. Finally, snap! The rope frayed and broke, Bruno groaning in pain. Nim ran to his side and nudged his nose. "Come on," she whispered. "There's a den nearby. It's warm and hidden. I've been saving food. Let me help you." Bruno, dazed and humbled, followed. Days later, Bruno rested in Nim's cozy little den under a tree stump, his leg bandaged with moss, a pile of nuts and berries beside him. "You saved me," he said softly, watching the small squirrel curl up nearby. Nim smiled. "Told you I'd return the favor." Bruno let out a gentle woof. "You're braver than I gave you credit for." From then on, the two became the most unlikely of friends, the fierce dog and the nimble squirrel. Bruno protected the clearing, and Nim made sure he was never cold, never hungry, and never alone again. And the other animals? They watched in amazement as the old grumpy dog began sharing his space and his heart with the tiniest creature of the forest. Moral of the story: kindness is never wasted. Even the smallest friend can make the biggest difference, and true strength is knowing when to show mercy. If you like my story, please like, comment and subscribe.